protect me, and I won't lie down, roll over and die. All I have to do is forget how much I love him. All I have to do is put my longing to one side. Tell myself that love's a never-changing situation. Passion would have cooled, and all the magic would have died. It's easy. It's easy. All I have to do is pretend I never knew him. On those very rare occasions when he steals into my heart. Better to have lost him, for the ties were barely binding. Better to contempt of a familiar cannot start. It's easy. It's easy. Until I think about him as he was when I last touched him, or how he would have been were it to be with him today. Those very rare occasions don't let up, they keep on coming. And all I ever wanted, and I'm throwing it away. It's easy. It's easy as the life. But then I see the faces of a worn, defeated people, a father and a nation who won't let the coward run. Is this how the gods we want the faithful through the ages, forcing us to prove of all the hardest things we've done are easy, so easy. And though I think about him till you're frozen around me, and though I choose to leave him for another kind of love, this is no denial, no betrayal, but redemption. Redeemed in my own eyes, I'll look at the end above. It's easy. It's easy as a life. It's easy as a life. It's easy as
Yeah, what you're doing is fantastic. This is real. You really feel this, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not going to ask you to sing the whole thing all the way through again because I think it takes a lot out of you. However, you got to do the whole show if you're going to do the whole show, right? My first reaction is when you first, now this is Nats, okay, it's different because there's a lot of hubbub around the hallways and everything, and they call you and you're a number and all that stuff. But I would say treat it like you're auditioning for this show. That means when you walk in, you take the stage, and you are the character the minute you walk in. Unless I ask you some silly question about yourself. You know, but do not be the character right away. The minute you hit that door, you walk in. And you have so much emotion in you, I think it's fantastic. And we don't have a lot of time to work on this, but do you know what shadow vowels are? Okay, well, final consonants sometimes get buried, they're N's and D's, we say and, no, it's and. You actually have to do that, number one. And I'll say this probably to other people who are singing, that the sound starts right on the first part of the note of value, which means that the consonant precedes it a little bit. So that we get right to the vowel. So the vowel sound is boom, and then your consonants need to be much clearer, the final consonants. And my other comment is, I noticed you did some things emotionally, I would like it to be even more. Yeah? And when you have the higher notes, when you start to use more of a mixed quality in, you have a tendency to keep the note the same dynamic level. I would say swell it. In a song like this, swell it, unless it actually calls for a decrescendo. So, and then when you have something that's big before it, then you do the soft, but still give it more of a crescendo. All right? And let's just practice starting this piece, and maybe we'll start and go to different parts of it, okay?
Okay.
Make us understand it. You know what's going on in this story right now? What?
Right now, I'm having to choose to stand before my people and fight with my people, or be with the person that I love.
You love who's on the other side of
This
right.
enemy, yes.
You don't get locked in the tomb at the end like it.
And die.
That's okay.
I died with him.
That's what happens, yeah? It's kind of a raw deal. But they die together, you know what I'm saying?
Buried alive.
Yeah, they're buried alive, and that's great. No, it's not. But you are really, really torn between this, you know, I mean, it's your whole life has been here, and then you fall in love with this person who was a prisoner at one point, at least in the opera, okay? He, Radames, is that who it is?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, and that's different names. Okay, but still, the premise of the whole thing is you're torn between the guy you love and your duty to your country. Both of them are very, very strong. And ultimately, you choose your lover, and it's all kaput. But I want to see even more, and you have a tendency to keep your knees stiff, and I think it would help you. Sorry. I like to get, particularly for a song like this, what I like to call a power position. You can actually measure this out
I've never heard this before,
if you want. So that if I came along, if you're standing in a power position, I came along and shoved you like this, that you would not lose your balance. You know? And I love having one foot slightly in front of the other, so that when you make a gesture, and you can make it big like this, big! You know? So that your chest opens up, and you just make this, it'll improve your sound immensely. All gestures that you make, whether it be in a leader, or an art song, or a pop song, has to have meaning and purpose and motivated, right? When you first start out singing, you ever find yourself, your hands sort of drifting away, you go like that. Don't do that. You know, be strong, and you know, you sing from your feet to the top of your head. Okay?
Take the H's off the first of the words.
Very small. No, I'm sorry. I want you to practice walking in the room.
We need to,
Be in the category. Like I said, you call your name, your number.
you don't have to go all
Don't
the way.
leave. Okay, come on in. Okay, what would you like to begin with?
I would like to begin with Easiest Life from Maida.
Take the character.
This is the moment when the gods expect me to beg for help, but I won't even try. I want nothing in the world but myself to protect me, and I won't lie down, roll over and much I love
Okay,
him.
now when you took those stuff, what were you thinking?
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Oh, no, what are you gonna do in regards to your lover?
Yes.
Okay, I would like, instead of looking at the floor so much,
Okay.
you know, I would like to visualize him out here rather than looking down, because you look a little apologetic when you do that,
Okay.
you know, and then if you're in a small room, which could happen, you look over the judges' heads, but you only have room for one set, that's what you take, but have it have purpose, and, you know, what do I have to do, is that what you say?
All I have to do.
Okay, all I have to do, you know, it's not, all I have to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I got you. I
Yeah.
understand.
All I have to do is forget how much I love
Can't
him.
do that.
All I have to do is put my longing to one side. Tell myself that love's a never-changing situation.
Yeah, like situation, I would like you to swell that note. So you energize to the very end of the phrase.
Crescendo on the
Everything
last
you do has
note.
strong definition.
Crescendo the last of each of those notes.
Yes.
Okay. Tell myself that love's-
Tell myself that love's a never-changing situation.
Good.
Passion would have cooled, and all the magic would have died.
Yes.
It's easy. It's easy. All I have to do is pretend I never knew him on those very rare occasions when he steals into my heart.
Time. I'm so sorry. We have to move on. Can you give her a last little bit of
Oh,
information
jeez.
and love? I
Okay,
know,
we're
it's a
just getting
tease.
cranked up.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, okay, the big thing,
Auditions are only 10 minutes.
you know this piece, and it's part of you, I can tell that, and you feel it. I want us to be able to see that you feel it. I want us, because that's part of the, you know, feeling the emotion is very important. And if I had more time, I'd tell you about a story about that, because that could get you out of kilter. You want to use this, your face and your voice, to portray the feelings. So I want to see the
Right there.
thoughts of what you're saying on your face even more. And getting those long notes and pushing them forward is really the thing to do. You're gonna do great. Yeah, no.
Yay,
Never
yay.
doubt it.
Never.
Never doubt it. Really.
Gabriella.
But,